Man, he got cooked. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Mark Levin versus Megynkelly Twitter beef. Let's get into it. So, over the past few days, Mark Levin and Megynkelly been on a Twitter tirade against each other. And I'll admit it, I didn't know much about Mark Levin until this whole thing with Megynkelly started popping up all over my timeline. But wow, this man came in like he had something personal to prove. Now, I'm not exactly a Megynkelly fan, never really been. She's polarizing. She says what she says, and sometimes she's definitely got to eat what comes with that. But on this topic, on her stance about America being neck deep in another war, sending U.S. troops to die in someone else's conflict, yeah, I see exactly where she's coming from. Because while everybody's distracted by personality, drama, and political sides, real people, real American soldiers are being sent overseas to die for Isn't Real's war with Iran. And when you say that out loud, well, you already know what happened next. The Trump loyalists, the Glazers, as I call them, came flying out of the shadows like it's their job to defend anything with that man's name on it. And of course, in swoops Mark Levin. So here's what sparked everything. It started with Megynkelly making some comments on her show questioning why America was getting dragged into another foreign war, this time through our alliances with Isn't Real. She basically said, look, the U.S. should support peace and protect its own troops first, not act like the world's bodyguard every time someone else picks a fight. Reasonable enough take, even if you don't vibe with her politics. That part of the argument isn't extreme. But Mark Levin, longtime conservative talk show host and self-proclaimed constitutional warrior, was not having it. He hops on X and decides to take it way beyond debate. No policy discussion, just pure top tier mean tweet energy. So here's what he said. He says, for Megynkelly, an emotionally unhinged, lewd, and petulant wreck. She completely revealed and destroyed herself. She's everything people say she is, but much worse. Never an intelligent thought or substantive comment. Utterly toxic. Now, that comment got 3.4 million views. That's a lot. It's like, ooh, he kind of cooking. He kind of cooking. But then your girl Megynkelly comes back with this. She says, micro penis Mark thinks he has the monopoly on lewd. He tweets about me obsessively in the crudest, nastiest terms possible. Literally more than some stalkers I've had arrested. He doesn't like it when women like me fight back because he's micro penis. So that scorched him. He got scorched. And on top of that, she got 6.9 million views on this. That's double what his first take was, right? So now enters Trump in the chat because Mark's getting ratioed in real time. People are clowning him, and the conservative comment section is split between Team Megyn and Team Levin. So you know Trump got to jump in because Levin is his boy, and he's getting scorched, flamed, cooked, all of that. And this is what Trump has to say. But here's the gist of it. So he goes, Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is somewhat under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark, though strong and brilliant, hence the nickname, the great one conceived by our MAGA friend, the wonderful Sean Hannity, after years of dealing with Mark in legal, media, and other capacities. Mark would often do Sean's show, speaking as a lawyer, and Sean realized then, as did others, that he was special. Mark Levin was not looking to do television, radio, or anything else, but he was drafted by very smart people. Yeah, so y'all get the glaze that's going on with Trump and Levin. And because of that remark, well, then like Levin got a super glazed Trump back. So this is what Mark says in return to Trump's jumping in and trying to help Levin out of this situation because he's just getting smashed all around. Right. So Mark Levin goes, Mr. President, I am beyond humbled by your words and graciousness in writing such a beautiful note and sharing it on Truth Social. I am honored that you took the time to write it. Your courage, strength, and moral clarity are truly unparalleled, and your leadership has made our country and the world much safer. Both you and what you are doing deserve our support, and I will not be intimidated or bow down to threats. Through your insight and steady hand, America has been made great again. It is an enormous honor to know you as my family, and I do call you Mr. President, our friend. You're one of a kind, truly remarkable. So there's some delusion going on here because are we great yet? And how is this country and world safer with an unlawful war going on that has caused a domino effect around the world? I don't understand the thought process. I'm not Are we living in two different countries? Are we seeing two different things? Maybe we are. Now, Trump never named Megyn directly, but it was obvious who Trump was talking about and who he was standing up for. So now you would think at that point, Megyn might chill and let it fade out, but nope. She addressed Trump's post directly on her own show and basically laughed him off. Said it was embarrassing that Mark ran to President Trump like a child to get validation. She called him all bark and no bite and said, quote, if you need the former president to defend your masculinity on social media, that says a lot more about you than it does me. Her words, not mine. And honestly, she's kind of right on that one. Like, dude, you're a veteran talk show host. You've been in politics for decades. You don't need to dial the president for backup in a Twitter spat with Megynkelly. But this whole saga has been entertaining and it kind of exposes a real fracture happening on the right now. It's not just MAGA versus the left anymore. Now it's MAGA versus MAGA. You got people like Mark Levin and Trump doubling down on interventionist politics, always ready to justify U.S. involvement overseas. Then you've got newer conservative voices like Megyn Tucker and some of the fringe libertarians saying no more war. So it's like you can back Trump's America First branding, but you question why we're sending troops to die in another country for another country's war. And then suddenly you're the bad guy. Feels like the definition of eating your own, right? But my thoughts at this point, Mark and Megyn feud isn't just about words. It's about the direction of conservative media itself. Levin represents the old guard, talk radio, hyper loyalist to Trump, always aggressive, always loud. And Megyn now is representing the rebrand, sharp, independent, more internet savvy, and more aware of optics. And right now, they're not coexisting, they're colliding. Funny thing is, both of them are technically on the same political side, but this looks like civil war and we're not mad about it. So yeah, Mark Levin versus Megynkelly, 6 million views, a handful of insults, one very long Trump post, and now the conservative commentariat is eating itself alive. I'm just sitting here thinking, if these folks put half this energy into actually discussing policies instead of defending personalities, we might not be in this mess at all. But anyway, what do you think? Is Megyn actually standing on something real this time? Or is this just conservative infighting disguised as political principle? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, let me get that like, that subscribe. we dive into the cultural wars with the vibes, and we take on the political vibes as well. For now, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you next time.